Today we're going to continue to explore order of operations, but we're going to add a step to it. So we're going to be looking at order of operations with brackets, okay? And brackets are kind of like these square shaped looking parenthesis type things, okay? And brackets are going to go on top of our list above parentheses. So if we see brackets now, we're going to put brackets first, then parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication and division, or multiplication or division, and addition or subtraction, and or subtraction. So brackets are going to go right up on the top. So I can change my little saying to go, brother, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or anything else kind of creative that you can come up with. Now, the reason that we're going to have brackets in a problem is if there's a problem we have to solve first, before we can do something else, we'll put that problem in brackets, and we'll get that out of the way first, and then we can do anything else we need to do. Okay, so it's kind of like having a separate problem within a bigger problem. What I'm going to do with you guys is I'm going to share an example of a problem, and we're going to kind of show how brackets are used in this situation to help us solve it. Now, you guys probably would be able to figure out this problem on your own without drawing out an order of operations, using brackets and parentheses and everything else. This is just a way to show kind of in your brain how you do it in the order in which you do it. So let's take a look at this problem. So it says John gets $6 a week for his allowance and spends $4. His sister Tina gets $7 for her weekly allowance and spends $3. Their mom's birthday is in 4 weeks. How much can they save in 4 weeks to get her a present? So I'm thinking most of you, seeing as we're fifth graders, we're fairly intelligent human beings, would be able to figure this out, right? You'd be able to say, okay, how much money does John have left a week, and how much money does Tina have left a week? And then they have 4 weeks, so we have to take whatever that amount is and multiply it by 4. And then we'll know how much money they'll have saved after 4 weeks. We could do that. What we're going to do right now is we're going to do that using our order of operations, just so we can show how to write it out as a set of steps as what you need to do first and what you need to do next. You guys, I'm pretty sure, will already know what you need to do, but I want to show you what it looks like if we use order of operations, okay? So John gets $6 and spends $4, and Tina gets $7 and spends $3. So let's turn this into a problem. By the way, John spends too much money, but that's okay. So in order to figure out how much money they're going to save in 4 weeks, we need to take the amount of money that they each have and multiply it by 4. Before we can multiply it by 4, we have to figure out how much money each has. So John had $6 a week and he spent $4. Okay? Tina had $7 a week and she spent $3. So we need to figure out how much money, we need to add together the amount of money both of them get. If we want them to write it as a problem, here's what we need to do. We need to figure out his money and her money, and then add them together. The reason I put them in parentheses is because 6 minus 4, you have to subtract from his money, what he spends. You have to subtract from her money what she spends. And then once you do that, you can add it together. Now we have this thing times 4. Well, the problem is if we were doing order of operations, we would do parentheses and then multiply. But we actually have to add these two amounts together before we multiply it by 4. So this is where the brackets would come in. I would put the brackets around them to show everybody that I have to solve for all this before I can multiply it by 4 weeks. Now, it looks like a fairly complicated way to do something that you guys probably could have figured out without this order of operations problem. But it's kind of like a way for you to show somebody the steps using this formula. You have to figure out John's money, you have to figure out Tina's money, then you can add them together, and once you've finally done that, then you can multiply that by 4. So when you see a problem with brackets, it wants you to do everything inside the brackets and then whatever's outside the brackets. So if we were to do this order of operations style, we would do 6 minus 4. So we would do everything in the brackets first, okay? And in the brackets are parentheses. So what that means is we have to look in the brackets. In the brackets are parentheses, so we have to do parentheses. So we have inside of our brackets, we have 6 minus 4, which is 2, and 7 minus 3, which is 4, and we're going to add those together. Okay, so that's what was inside the brackets. All right, so now we're going to add those together, and we get 6. Now that we're done with everything, ooh, sorry guys. Now that we're done with everything outside the brackets, we can multiply it by 4, and 4 times 6 is $24. So in 4 weeks, they have $24 to spend on their mother. Not a bad amount of money, but it is 2020. It's probably not going to buy you too much. So you might want to save a little bit more each week. All right, so that is how the brackets work. And it's also kind of, it gives you a situation for why you might need to do things in this order, okay? So let's go ahead and just take a look at one more problem together that includes brackets. And let's do this one. You'll notice a lot of the ones with brackets are going to have lots of things going on inside the brackets. Okay, let's go with 4 plus, and inside brackets, we have parentheses 16 minus 4 plus 12 times, actually let's do 12, it says minus 9, okay? So if we see brackets, we have to do everything inside the brackets first, and we have to follow our order of operations inside the brackets. And that's kind of easy because we can't really add until we do these two things. So we look inside our brackets. Yep, there's our brackets. Inside our brackets, we have parentheses. We do what's in the parentheses first. 16 minus 4 is 12. And then 12 minus 9 is 3. So inside the brackets, we have 12 plus 3. Okay? And outside the brackets, we have a 4 plus. Okay, we look inside the brackets. No exponents, no multiplication, division. The only thing inside the brackets is actually addition. So we don't even need to go through the list because there's only one thing left to do. So we have 12 plus 3, which is 15. So we're going to end up with 4 plus 15, and that is going to get us 19.